It's a testament to Delegate Rasoul and all the friends and family and supporters who want to come here and share a very special moment, very special time. Please feel free to take pictures and relax a little bit. This is nothing, not going to be a test. It's not going to be super serious. We're here to have some fun today, especially on a nice weekend before we get back to business on Monday. This is the Virginia House of Delegates. We are the oldest continuous lawmaking body in the Western Hemisphere, the English-speaking lawmaking body. Our antecedents, where we got started, was in 1619. They came to Jamestown in 1607. They began a new form of government to try to make laws for ourselves and sort of a voyage of discovery and self-determination about what kind of people, what kind of government, what kind of community we want to have. So we had people coming from all over the place, really, over many years. So 1619 is when we got started. Capital was in Jamestown because of safety and security. They moved up to Williamsburg in 1699. In Williamsburg for about 70, 80 years, and then this little recent unpleasantness back about 1776 in the Revolutionary War, they decided to move the capital from Williamsburg up to the river here with the falls, coming up the James River. And we put the capital here in 1785. Thomas Jefferson designed this capital that we all are sitting in today and enjoying. It's a lovely building. It's a working office, if you will. It's also a historic landmark. But he designed this building based upon a Roman-style temple that he saw in France, in East France, called the Maison Carrée. You've probably seen or heard a little bit more about that as well. But we began meeting in this spot in 1788, where we had Jefferson and Patrick Henry, James Madison, a long list of founding fathers who helped forge the government by which we all sort of live and try to work. It all started here in Virginia. We are the mother of presidents. This is the birthplace of democracy in America. It's a wonderful institution. It's a wonderful legacy and responsibility that each of us has. It's an opportunity to come and serve like, Sam and many the other 99 members who come. But it's an ongoing experiment in self-government. Every one of us, young or old or in between, where you came from, we're all in this together. We've got to find ways to bridge differences, to come together to solve problems. I would argue that here in Virginia, in the House of Delegates, the General Assembly, we do a lot better than the folks out in Washington. We just can't seem to put some sort of things aside and try to come together and get the job done. I think the House of Delegates gets that job done. I think the Senate does as well. We work well together. We don't always agree. That's fine. That's what America's all about. But we have a process. We have an arrangement that comes together about how we sort out these differences and try to do the common good for the common weal, the commonwealth. The House of Delegates is made up of 100 delegates. Each elected, they represent about 80,000 constituents. We have about 8 million people in Virginia these days, and we have a very diverse and changing commonwealth, which I think is good. How we harness that energy and put it into focus to doing some good things is always an ongoing challenge, but it's no different than what's going on 200, 300, 400 years ago and beyond. They come. The neat thing about the House of Delegates, it's a part-time legislature. It is a citizen legislature. This isn't their only job. You know that. I think that adds a lot of strength and perspective to why we were able to do things here. You have barbers, we have lawyers, we have teachers, we have all kinds of people, businessmen and others, who come in here for 2 to 3 months every year, but live in their community otherwise. They understand the laws that they're making. They understand and experience the difficulties that you and I might have. I think that's a very valuable perspective they bring when we have to solve and sort out a budget of $90 million, $98 million, $90 billion, $90 billion. We have to worry about our transportation system, how we get to and from. We have to educate our young citizens so that they are engaged and able to give back and be elected if they so choose to participate. We do education, health care. We have a lot of serious problems in this commonwealth in our country. That's just the reality. But how do we come together and solve them? You need to have a lot of people who are willing to sacrifice. You know Sam far better than I know this. She's really good. But it takes a lot of sacrifice. This isn't for the faint of heart. People who really care, who want to get into the arena and get involved, they're not a dime a dozen. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of sacrifice, away from family, traveling, leading their business, depending on what kind of operation they have. They may be part of their company. Some people don't like it when they leave for 2 or 3 months. If you're a sole practitioner, it's hard to just all of a sudden board up your business for basically 2 months and then run to Richmond and try to do this. While they're here, they start subcommittee meetings at 7 a.m. in the morning. We have subcommittee and committee meetings up until about 11:30 each day. They go to their caucuses, Democrats and Republicans, they kind of talk over things. We come on the floor for a couple hours and make some speeches and make some bills and vote. And then they go back in the afternoon and they do some more committee meetings. And then they go out in the evening and talk to people in the midst of everything else. People are coming in all the time to talk with them and make sure that they have their views heard by the persons who are representing them. Then you go to sleep about 9:30 or 10, hopefully you rinse some bills and start all over again. It's kind of a conveyor belt of activity, but it's fast. We have the shortest legislative session in any state in the country. Again, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing, but that's part of my bias. Anyway, it's an exciting time. As the clerk of the House, I'm the Chief Administrative Officer. I try to make sure that all 100 of the members are duly equipped with kind of the modern day equipment and technology and what they all need. But more importantly, I have to come to them whether constitutional questions, parliamentary questions, or just the business of the Commonwealth. It's a $21 million operation. We have to make sure that everyone gets paid. We all get paid and make sure that they have everything that they need. So I have a really cool job. Delegate Rasoul has an even cooler job because he has sacrificed, like I said, stood up in his community, not once but several times, for some of the things he got elected. I admire that even what someone who's willing to do that because it's people like him that want to get involved. It makes this a better country and a better Commonwealth. So enough of me prattling on. One of the other really neat things that I get to do in this court is on days like this, I get to celebrate and meet a lot of new people and have some fun, and we get to make history. One of the things that we do about in Virginia, as you probably well know, is we're just chock full of history. You can't walk in there without having some sort of history hitting you over the face or walking into something. But today we're going to make some history. We get to swear in, our 100th delegate, newest delegate, Senator Rasoul, your good friend, my colleague that I look forward to working with for many, many years here. And so without any further ado, if you would like to come up with the family, and we'll swear you in here. Put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. On the Constitution of Virginia. No, you don't have to do that. There you go. You got it. You hold on. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
And I will faithfully and impartially discharge
And I will faithfully and impartially discharge
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as a member of the Virginia House of Delegates
as a member of the Virginia House of Delegates
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. For the weddings that are coming up this summer, I guess it's not going to be in the future. Thank you all very much for coming. And today really is not so much about me, but there are a lot of things. And when I formally won on January 7th, I didn't really have a chance to say thank you to many people, but there were many people in the community and many supporters that did help me. I guess I should begin with my parents. Start there. My father, and where's my mother? They not only, of course, provided for me in a working-class family growing up. As a child of immigrants myself, I'm very proud to be able to serve and give back to the community, to the Commonwealth, and to the great United States of America that gave me so much. My father and my mother gave me some discipline when we grew up in convenience stores, right? So my father had a convenience store. I started working there at the age of 5. My mother and father would take milk crates, put it on top of the floor. I would climb up there, start punching the keys on the register. And I started at the age of 5, and that helped my math skills. So I'm very thankful for that. But then every night, when we would leave the store, we closed around 9 or 10 o'clock. My dad would lock up, we would jump in the car, and then my dad would make me get out of the car. He would say, "Now I want you to get out of the car, and I want you to go make sure we lock the door." "I just watched you lock the door, Dad." "I don't care. You gotta go and double check." "Hi, Bobby. You wanna speak?" He said, "Hi." Then, so he taught me, in that process, I learned a level of discipline that allowed me to make sure that I was able to be successful. When you have 3 kids in 3 years, you got to go through it. So now you know what my house is like. We have a little bit of a circus, but I really enjoy and I'm very thankful for my children. I also have my 3rd grade teacher here, Dr. Marilyn Harmon.
This is a good day for me.
Dr. Marilyn Harmon was a very stern teacher. I'm not afraid to say that. She made sure that the children in her 3rd grade class understood discipline, but she raised us. And in that, I learned that it takes a community to raise people. What do I mean by that? Well, not only did she go out of her way to ensure that our country school really understood the essence of something like Black history, but she taught me things like how to get rid of my hiccups. And in 3rd grade, I learned from Dr. Marilyn Harmon how to get rid of my hiccups. These are little things that I hadn't learned, but now I know. Stand at a 90-degree angle and breathe in 6 or 7 times until it goes away, right? There were so many people that helped me and believed in me early on in this campaign. Jim and Mary, right from the beginning. We met at a coffee shop. We started talking. About 2 hours later, we finished up. And Jim looked at me. Put your hand up, Jim. I want everybody to know how scared we are. Because Jim looked at me and said, "We voted for you in the past and we supported you, but we didn't really know if you were the real deal. So I appreciate you coming out and making sure that we know that you're the real deal and you really mean what you say." And I remember that. Because unless you meet people face to face and you have those conversations, you really don't know. And that's what I did. Being an olive-complected guy, funny last name, in Southwest Virginia, I knew there's all kinds of funny things that they might want to say about me. But what I did is I just knocked on as many doors as I can. I knocked personally on thousands of doors to make sure that if somebody meets you, if they look you in the face, if they shook your hand, then they know, you know what, I met that fellow. then when they come and bring some of these hate tactics that they even used in this latest campaign, there was such a rebellion against those hate tactics that even helped us, because they knew this is not the character that we know. So there are two major points that I want to leave you with. There are so many other people to thank that it would just take too long time. You don't want to hear me speak for that long anyway. Oh, I do want to thank Gary. I do want to thank you, Gary Crawford. Gary Crawford is a man that is a real man of principle. And he believed in me before my campaign even began. And he really saw through all the haze and really knew that this is where Sam needed to be. And I really appreciate that, Gary, because I won't say the amount, but you gave me a hefty contribution. He said, go to work. And I really appreciate that, because you gave me your time, you gave me your treasure, and we've always been there, and I really do appreciate it. He gave me his truck to put up on my signs. I really do appreciate it.
Signs are still in that truck.
That's right. That's right. Dr. and Mrs. Rowland, I want to point them out. Not only were they on some of my, in my TV commercial or some of my campaign literature, but really they've done so much in our community. So many people throughout the community know all the good work that they've done, and they did it even well before I was born, is when that began. The illusion that I would need to go out and personally knock on thousands of doors, as I did during my previous two campaigns, where we never gave up, we continued to work hard. Some thought that in Southwest Virginia, an immigrant, a child of immigrants, maybe could never represent in that kind of region. But we proved them wrong, and we proved them wrong quite handily. We really sent the message that, number one, anyone that wants to work hard for the people can actually serve. And we also proved them wrong because I fought my own party every single day during my campaign, the Democratic Party of Virginia, to tell them we're going to run a positive campaign. And we did, and we held true. And every single mailer, every single script, anything that came out of my campaign, I let them know this is a different kind of campaign. You have your way of running elections. I have mine. So we stopped the system by winning by over 40 points when we were all worried whether or not we were going to win. But it was proof positive that even when it's sub-zero windshield outside, we can make a difference, and the voters will respond to a positive message. That's number one. That, I'm a kid who, I didn't have my first pair of Nikes till I was 15. I mean, we just couldn't afford it. And even, I guess I'll be honest, those Nikes were secondhand. They weren't even brand new. But I never felt like I went without. And so I owe so much to my family for sticking by me. Running for office is not hard. I mean, it's not easy. It's very hard, especially for crazy people that have 3 young children that want to run for public office. My wife has been there all along, working very hard for me, my #1 campaigner. I couldn't have done this without her. Those of you that know me and know our family know just what a gem and how lucky I am to have her and to have found her. So, thank you all very much for coming. Okay, that's right. Give a round of applause. So as you sit in the seats of other legislators, as we actually craft laws that impact your daily lives, and much more than you would know sometimes as a state legislator, I am for all of you coming out in support of me. But most important, I hope that this has sent a message and opened doors for candidates and individuals all across the Commonwealth and the United States of America to understand that no matter where you come from, the sky's the limit. Thank you so much.